Today's December 31st of 2023. I'm going to give you all kinds of examples today. This will be a little bit longer of a video because I want to talk about 2024. I want to talk about you predicting what's coming. Exactly? No, you won't. But with how you operate and what you allow in, you'll be able to really see things for as they are, and then you're going to see that things just repeat themselves. It doesn't change until you change. And then you'll also see frustration comes to most of us when we change and we really work hard to change, and then the world around us don't change. So here's what happens. We change. The universe sees that, and the universe is like, yeah, I know, I get it. So it tests us to see if we're going to keep the change. I've talked about extremes where Pluto's been. Talked about the ripple effect. It's what everything's going to be in 2024. So when you change and you see that you're on this path of, heading up, like, oh man, this is good. But then you get in that change and then it's like a drug, right? Wow, this is good. I'm going to do this and I'm going to make it even better or great. And what happens is if we've missed a step along the way, we fall off that, everything's good, feels right, change, I've changed, everything's changing. We get off of that, and then we start feeling like we failed because we can't convince what's around us to change, or so we think we can't. But the sign of Aquarius, and this is going to kind of have to be your mantra for the next 15 to 20 years, is it's heading towards the truth. Now, you may find the truth or feel like you have the truth, or the truth better defined for you, and others may not see it yet. Aquarius has terrible timing. I'm going to tell you that right now, because it tells you how things truly are, but if the world you surround yourself with isn't ready for that, they're not going to come along. So I always talk to Aquarians and say, in relationship, if you have Aquarian heavy or Uranus in the 7th house, or Aquarius in the 1st, best partners for you are usually from a totally different background. Usually it's by age, 7 to 10 years or more, because it takes Uranus 7 years to go through a sign. So think about this. When something comes to you, you're adamant, you see it, and you bring it up. If you're heavy Aquarian, even if you're not heavy Aquarian, we're in Aquarian times, as Pluto's trying to head in there, that the timing will be off. Don't get frustrated. That's the universe testing you. You are going to a more clear, more focused truth. Maybe everybody else isn't ready. Have the patience. Get in the middle, like I've been telling you to do, because I'm telling you the separation, the ones that are working from within, which we're going to talk a lot about here, are going this way, and the ones that continue into this simulation and they think the outside world is where they need to be exposed or be taught, or their knowledge will come from that, they're in deep shit. So we're doing this, and think about that this whole year, as this is the year I'm going to delegate as the year of karma. And it will be karma. Endings are going to be unbelievable, but the opportunities that are from the Phoenix crashing and destroying everything, what's going to grow from that is where you, if you're finding you and you're seeking you with everything you got, will emerge. And the opportunities for you, even though this thing's going to look bleak, are going to be never finer. Get ready. I'm going to start with the new moons. We're having a new moon in Capricorn to start the year off on the 11th, early in the morning, 6:57 a.m. East Coast time, U.S. We're actually going to get 2 Capricorn new moons, one on the 30th of December of 2024 to match the 11th of December. So that's interesting because Pluto will be in Capricorn and Aquarius, but it's not done with the lessons that it brought to us from the Capricornian perspective of the structure that we have to live in, or the control that's had here on this planet. Pluto's been in Capricorn since '08, and it's transiting parts this year, from the 22nd of January, it's in Capricorn right now, which it's exposing to us what's going on. That's why the stock market's gone up. It will continue to go up, you'll see, but it will fail this year. It should crumble later in the year. Pluto on the 22nd of January will go back into Aquarius until September 3rd. It goes retrograde, in on the 2nd of May in Aquarius till, of course, the 3rd of September. Then it continues its retrograde from the 4th of September through the 21st of November, staying and finally getting out of Capricorn the 21st of November. But it will stop its retrograde on the 11th of October. So what I'm looking at there, 6 months. I'm thinking April's going to be a big month, and October for financial, the military, the control of the media. This is going to fall apart this year. Remember, this is a year of karma. So enjoy this. What I'm going to say is enjoy this truth that's emerging. Don't get panicked. You're going to need to throw patience into everything you do. I have a couple of examples for you on this. I have a buddy that's had a bad run of luck in the business world. He was doing very well. Decided to leave his job. He was frustrated with how the corporate entity was working, so he left because he didn't want to sour the company he was with, so he got backed out because he was frustrated. Tried to do some other things that didn't work. Tried to find jobs that he was way overqualified for. He interviewed well. He would take the salary, which was way less than he was making. Didn't have a problem with any of the stipulations, but they didn't hire him. They were like, we're not, it's just not, maybe fit what we're really looking for. They'd always find an excuse, right? They'd say overqualified, which I think is hilarious at this point, because everybody talks about there's no place to work. Everybody's looking for a job. But the truth is, they're not hiring. They're saying they are, but when they go to do that, because they're trying to keep their own job, they're making it appear to their higher-ups that, oh yeah, I'm looking, but I can't find anybody. The truth is, they can find somebody in a moment, but they're not. And I'm watching this over and over. So my buddy's that way, and he's a little frustrated, but he's learning. He's a Libra, and he's in the middle now, and he's starting to see how this thing's unfolding. The event that I really watched him with was he had a car that somebody backed into in a parking garage. He wasn't even in it. Messed up the bumper, the trunk, and some electronics of it. He took it to like 5 or 6 places. Nobody could fix it. Nobody could get it done. Insurance said, "Look, I'm not going to repair the electronic issues because it wasn't, due to the wreck or whatever, or the person running into him." So he finally finds a dealership, takes it there, and they said, "No, the wreck probably had everything to do with it." So he fought with insurance. Guess what? They actually did pay it. The dealership couldn't fix it the first couple times. Dealt with the owner. They did finally fix it. And the last time he had to take it back, they said it was fixed, and the same electronic issue showed up, so he took it back. And he's like, I hope they do something for my trouble, like, wash my car, or he didn't tell this to him. He was just thinking himself, or fill it up with gas or something, because of all the trouble I've gone through in this, and had to bring it back, keep bringing it back. And his wife thought the same thing, but they didn't tell each other that. So they put it out in the universe, right? And because they're in the middle, the universe brought it back. He went to pick it up, clean, full of gas. And he called me, not in tears, but in amazement, like, let me tell you what happened. And it's not like everything's going to turn for him now, but what he's going to see is, because he got in the middle, and what you're going to see, the universe wants you to be. And once you figure out how it works, and you operate from the perspective that you are going to come from an understanding that things are the way they are, and that you don't take it personal, you don't, look, oh, I got ripped off, I never get what I want, or when it does go well, oh, I'm extremely successful. Let this success now be my tag that I wear, or my name on my shirt, or my trophy that I carry, so everybody knows I'm successful. Don't get in either one of those. Both those are extremely detrimental, and that's what the lesson's been on this earth. And Pluto's shown you that since '08. One of my examples with Pluto in Capricorn, I'll give you a couple of them real quick, are voting. When you ask somebody who they voted for, you know what they tell you? They tell you they voted for somebody because they wanted to vote against the other side. Now, how stupid are you? Are you voting for somebody you want, or are you voting because you don't want something? Let me tell you what that's done. In that scenario, that's what this simulation that we live in has done to you. You could clearly define more of what you don't want than what you do want. That's a problem, everybody. Wake up. This whole simulation was created saying you're bad, you're less than, you have to suffer, you have to be the one that has to solve, you have to, I couldn't disagree with that more. What you have to do is find your power, and then you have to assess your power, and you have to assess and find the middle ground of everything, and then own what you do. Don't own the success, don't own the failure. Own what you do. Let the rest operate as it has to. That's the universe. The universe has everything you need. It even has what you don't need. It's trying to assess what you're doing. Good luck there. Can you define clearly what you need? Most people can't. And it goes down to the simplest form of voting. They want to tell you why they didn't vote for that bad guy. I don't care if it's Republican or Democrat. Politics are not needed. You don't need a two-party system. Two-party system creates this opposite effect that screwed you up. Doesn't need to happen. Do we all agree with everything? Nope. But I am not going to vote because of something I don't like, because I don't know what I do like. I'm not doing that. Most of this country has, and that's how foolish we are. And I crack up. I just crack up at people. And I crack up at people that follow politics. It's all bullshit. Both sides will accuse the other of what they're doing. Nobody gets that. And I don't care. I shouldn't say nobody. A lot of people are starting to see that. The other thing I want to talk about is, because I've got in the middle, I want to talk about my daughter real quick and her basketball coach. She's in high school. She's a sophomore. She hadn't played basketball in 3 or 4 years before she became a freshman. Went to go out, and all on her own. I was panicked because basketball has become violent. They let you run into each other. Fouls are everywhere. It's more about aggression, knocking people over. It's not about the purity of the game. I'm an old guy. You can say I'm old, whatever. But the truth is, it got violent, and she's a very kind soul. She started this life with Saturn in the 7th house. She was born in 07 in her chart. And I watched it, and I told my wife we got to give her 14 years of just being able to assess and not really expose who she is, because she won't want to do that. And by God, that's exactly what happened. Well, when Saturn hit her ascendant, and now Saturn's still in her 1st house, she has started to see that she has choices, and we're giving her the room to find her. Well, she wanted to go out for basketball, so she did. And we found probably the best coach I've seen in my 58 years, especially for this community. He loves this community. He's a young guy. He fights like hell for any team in the school, but it's in a perspective of he meets the kids where they are and just tries to give them environment to grow. He's done that for my daughter. My daughter was going to, on the tryouts last year, tell the coach that she was not going to try out, or not going to go, through the tryouts. She went through all the workouts, did everything she was asked to do. And she was going to go to him, and we had a great conversation. And I told her, you're not doing it because, I don't want you to do it because you're going there because you think you're not going to make the team. I want you to tell him up front, right? And I got her to choose there and up front and explain to him exactly what you want to tell him. And I said, what is that going to be? And she said, Dad, I want to tell him I don't feel like I'm knowledgeable enough and I understand the game enough to support his program that he's developed. And so I'm going to ask him to give me things to work on, go home, and I'll take this next year, work on them, and come back way more prepared to where maybe I can benefit the program. I'm like, I'll take that. I'll let you own that, but that's on you, you know. And so she gets up that morning, and she didn't sleep. I mean, it was I laid in bed with her, and we chatted. I just loved to hear it because I know she was becoming herself, right? And it wasn't easy, right? She also has Pluto on her ascendant, so I know the battles. She was becoming the butterfly, but she was still the caterpillar, and she didn't know what all this was going on. So I tried to let her be as much as she could, and she went right to the coach, went in there. First thing he told her is, I cannot wait for you to be at tryouts. You're the kind of people we want. This is what I build my program around. Teammates that are not selfish. They're going to work hard. They'll learn. They'll want to learn, and they'll do the work outside of here. And to her credit, she still talked about, well, I was coming here to do that. To do the opposite, which was I was going to get out of here because I didn't feel like I was going to benefit you at this time, but I will in the future. He said, no, I need you to try out. She made it, right? The JV team. Didn't play much early. Ended up playing almost the whole game late. She kept listening and building and fighting. And, she was doing what Pluto asked her to do. Don't let her fears or her less than feeling or the lack of dominate, right? Get in the middle. Just give your all and trust the universe is looking out for you. This guy was Pluto for her. A huge Pluto influence. Fast forward to this year. She made varsity, and now she's starting. And they won their last game, and the coach sent her a text and said that her defense was a big reason why they won. And he's enjoying seeing her and watch her get comfortable. That's Pluto, through him, helping her. Now, she's not caught on the success side, right? She has a lot of other things to still work on, and she's in the middle. And she's 16. If she can do it, you can do it. I've been doing it. But I'm witnessing it. I'm giving you examples of what we've dealt with. We've been told we're bad. We're less than. We're why this world's terrible and falling apart. Everything you do is terrible. You have to change. You have to do better. What they're doing is telling you how bad you are. They've already created the scenario they're leading you into. I want you to get in the middle and realize that. You're not bad. They're not good. You're not wrong. They're not right. It's opposite world. Get in the middle and realize they take you and where they want you to go, and they feed off you. It's an evil system, and it's feeding off of you. You have to feed evil to keep it alive. You have to. And we've all been doing that by don't drive gas cars. Get an electric car. Trust me, the electric cars are worse on the planet than gas cars. You'll see the data. You'll watch it unfold. There's nothing they've created that has existed within the universe for any length of time. You'll see. It'll go like this because they'll make it look like that, and then they'll just change it. They don't have to say why, and everybody just falls for it, right? And then all of a sudden what rose up crashes. And guess what? You get screwed because you had to get into it where they profited tremendously because it was cool, the end thing, right? You got thrown into that group because you can't think for yourself, or you're not thinking for yourself, or you don't think for yourself. Like I talked about the voting, because you don't know who you are. 2024 is when you're going to have that chance to find out who you are. Get in the middle. It's karmic. It's everywhere. I'm going to go back to the planets now and get back to them. From the moon perspective, the eclipses will occur in the signs of Aries and Libra. We will have a little bit of Pisces will be late in Pisces. There will be a partial eclipse. The first eclipse is going to occur on the 25th of March. It'll be a full moon in Libra. The first new moon eclipse will be in Aries on the April 8th. The next eclipse will be in Pisces on September 17th. That's full moon. And then the last eclipse will be in new moon in Libra on the 2nd of October. Now, this thing is collapsing. This year, it will be extremes, like I've been talking to you. The more you get in the middle, the better you're going to deal. Every season change, and we're going to have critical events. Talking late March, April, late June, July, late September, October, and then late December. Late in the year, late December, early January. Now, what I want you to look at is think of the seasons. It's going to be easy, right? So huge changes during the seasons. Don't get caught off guard. Stay in the middle. One season might say, things are fantastic. Watch that thing fall apart quickly right after that. The next season, things are terrible, they're devastated. Watch the thing rise after that. Watch me on this. You watch this, enjoy. This year, if you get in the middle, you'll be able to start predicting these trends or these patterns that you've been led down to feel like you can't figure it out. It's obviously and is glaringly obvious for you to pick this up. I'm hoping the mantra this year is that if I stay in the middle and I know who I am and I learn more and more and more of who I am, I know how others are going to react to me, whether it's the media, whether it's business, whether it's friends, whether it's family, I don't care, enemies. The more you know who you are, the more you're going to see what surrounds you and what it is, and you'll be able to call it before it happens. Then you're going to laugh like I am right now, like crazy in my own time, as I watch things unfold exactly as they always have. Exactly, they meet me where I'm at, right? So if you think you're less than, you suck, you don't deserve it, you're getting all that. If you think you're way too good and you're going to deserve whatever, you might get that for a period of time, but you're gonna lose. Don't swing. Don't get over here. Don't get over here. No, you always get what you need. Trust it. Own it. If you do that, these moons are going to be tremendous for you. The other thing I'm going to say, when the moon's half in the sky, beware. It's the week before, week after, new or full moon. Critical this year. These moons are showing us everything. Remember, on the new moons, we plant seeds, and the full moons, we end things, or the things have been revealed to where we can say, oh, this is how it is. Really take that concept this year. When there's a full moon, notice things and recognize them for as they are, not as you want them to be or you think they should be. Feel, and you'll get this. Get out of your head. The head is attached, the brain is attached to the simulation. The simulation is wanting to control you at all costs. You came here to probably learn that lesson the most. How do I allow myself to be controlled? How am I a commodity? Why do I always have to be the bad guy? Why do I always have to be the one to fix it? If you get into that and understand it and you get in the middle, you'll realize that the first thing you got to do is fix yourself. The rest is going to fix as you move forward because you're going to make better choices. Mercury for us this year will be in all the fire signs, retrograde. That's going to be important. Fire signs bring alchemy. You take something, you change its form, and you make it better. Heat rises. You trying to improve. Now, if you're in the middle, the event or the retrograde happens, you got to go internal. Where's my alchemist? Who am I? What do I need to bring alchemy to? Make it better. During the retrograde times, assess the work you've done. It's a huge time this year with these retrograde Mercuries to assess how things are, who you are, how can you take your powers from the fire perspective and make things better. Not for you first and then the world around you. Don't let frustration come in when you change, right? Because fire signs can burn out quickly. If you change and the world around you don't change, and then you get pissed off. Fire signs can do that too. Don't do that. You change, and then you trust the universe is listening to you. You trust that you're in line with the universe and let things change in the outside world, okay? That's what the alchemists and the fire signs are going to do for us. And Mercury retrograde's really going to help you see that. I'm going to talk a lot this year about what's coming. I'm going to talk to you about what is. And hopefully you'll see and really start gathering some momentum and realizing that things have always been this way. It's how you wanted or what you tried to put in there versus how it was. And then what you do is you put your energy in, and then you'll see how it is, and then you'll stop getting frustrated. If something is not in line with you, you'll see that, and it'll move away. So the frustration will go away, I promise you. Remember, 2024 is a year of karma. Venus will not be retrograde, and that's going to be rare. I think the value systems will, what's been emerging as true value is maybe it was old and it's coming back, right? And I'm not even going there because I don't really care. I don't want to send somebody off or down a path, or something's new, maybe introduced, that's going to help you keep your value. As this year, you'll see stock market's going to go up here. It will. We got a lot of scenarios that cause it to go up because this is how the simulation is, but it will also crash this year. Seasons, just remember I told you that. If it looks great this season, careful. If it looks bad this season, careful. That's all I'm going to say. Get in the middle. Jupiter will be in Taurus until the 9th of June, and then it goes into Gemini for the rest of the year. Saturn will be in Pisces all year. Neptune will stay in Pisces all year. Pluto will be in, I told you, will be in Capricorn. I told you the time frames. Mars is starting a year out retrograde. It's in Leo to start the year out through the 6th of January, and then through the 20th of February, it'll go retrograde back in Cancer, and then it will move back direct, and it'll be direct the rest of the year. Remember, Leo's a fire sign, Cancer's a water sign. Emotions will be, you're going to feel the spirit, right? You're dealing with the spirit, who you are, what you are. But also, Cancer is your past ruled by the moon. So watch as Mars goes into, on the 6th of January, goes into Cancer. Watch yourself swinging emotionally, or you might be thinking of the past or what was, or but let yourself do that. Mars in that water sign ruled by the moon, every other day, every 2-3 days, you might be swaying. Know that can happen as Mars goes retrograde. Lastly, I want to leave 2024 and the lessons. Pluto started in 08, Capricorn. It's going to leave in this year, 2024. And what it's done is revealed this simulation that we're in. This is a controlled environment that's not in line with the universe. Pluto's going to help fix that. It's revealed the lies. It's revealed what's controlled and how it's controlled. And hopefully you picked it up. The events that I want you to look opposite. Remember, I tell you look in the sky, I'd look underground, right? And I'm not telling you not to look up, but I do some research about what's underground. If they tell you that you're bad, I'd look at maybe they're bad. They accuse you, or they try to get you as far from the truth as they can. You'll see the recent history, and it doesn't even we don't even go back that far, has been told to manipulate you. It's not true. Pay attention. Start digging in the opposite world. Okay? Start digging in the opposite world, because that's what Pluto asks us to do. And when you do, hopefully you can find yourself gravitating towards the middle and go. I'm not going to fall for a narrative of extremes, because I know Pluto's trying to show us the last of the Capricornian lessons that we have to deal and figure out and reveal. Pluto is the phoenix rising from the death and destruction. Up until 08, things appeared to be just cruising along. Everything in this world seemed to make sense, whatever. Pluto said, going into Capricorn, this is going to change. Last time it was in was 1760 to 1777. You know what we did then. I'm not saying that's going to happen now. I think it's going to be 100 times better than what happened then. What's happened is we've now seen everything ruled by Capricorn, military systems, whether it be corporations that have just taken off and gotten out of control, money, the history, everything that, because Capricorn rules life on Earth and the past here, and Pluto's revealed it all. Pluto hides, but when it comes to a sign, it reveals what's hidden. Pluto likes to hide. It's what we do. Wherever Pluto was for us, we hide it until the universe realizes we're ready to deal with it, and then it puts an event in front of you. Pluto's doing that with Capricorn. It's revealing the hidden. And watch as it comes back and goes into Aquarius a little bit, you're going to see, holy shit, I never saw that. And then when it gets into Aquarius, you'll be like, we got to do something. We got to, this thing is messed up. You're going to see that as it transits, which I gave you the dates earlier, back into Capricorn for the final time this year, and then out. And when it goes, this thing will have totally collapsed, and it's going to go on the 20th of November. So the end of this year will be interesting. I'm anxious to see the voting. I'm anxious to see the stock market. I'm going to watch all this stuff collapse, and they may not collapse in how you think, because Pluto never deals this way. They'll collapse in 100 times better. The stock market might go to 500 1,000. I don't care. But it won't be worth a damn thing because what's supporting stock market nobody believes in, so nobody will be in it. And the money won't, that may be what occurs. Don't kid yourself. Pluto is going to bring that. But Pluto also brings to you your own ability and your own power. And because Uranus is in Taurus, what did work in the past and will work in the moment and in the future, or it's timeless, is coming back. So get ready for that. You can do the research on that. I don't care. But Pluto's coming to the truth, and you're going to have to start. Right now, we've been told to go look opposite. That's going to continue this year. After that, we can start looking at things as they are because we're going to get in the middle. If you haven't got in the middle, you're in deep shit. And I already said that once. You're going to be in way more deep shit. So you'll see those people. They say blah, blah, blah. I hear blah, blah, blah when people try to explain to me something that is unexplainable. Their actions, right? You remember I talked in the last video when I was little, I saw the event. Somebody told me what it was, and I didn't feel either one matched. And then as I get older, I realize that if I just would have felt, I would have been better off. But that's not how this structure, this simulation is created. You listen to your parents or your early environment because they got you to survive, right? You couldn't live on your own when you're born here. But at some point, you got to break free from what is you and what isn't you. Not saying you discard everything your early environment taught you or showed you. Some of the stuff may be extremely valuable. You get both lessons. But what I am telling you is you better feel. And this is going to be the year. Karma is where we feel. Go with it. You're going to get what you need when you need it. You may not. It may be so damn disguised because that's how Pluto rolls that even you are going to be the last one to see or notice. Don't be afraid of that. You'll be just fine. You will be just fine. I'm going to encourage you. Get in the middle. I can stay in this forever because the truth is coming. You need to be your truth, not the outside world truth in the simulation. And then you try to make that match with you. You'll be very pissed off. You might look like you won. You might look like you lost. But I'll tell you what, you'll be in trouble deep inside. I want you deep inside who you need to be. Then you'll draw to you what you need most. And then you'll be in line with the universe. And you will be what I consider timeless. Pluto is your soul, right? And your soul is timeless. You have all the knowledge you need. You have all the power you need. It's within you. Access it. This year is where you're going to see that again. Where we take this and how this goes will be magical for some and will be extremely frustrating for most. Which party you want to be in. We might all see devastation, and we might have to minimalize some of the things we're doing, but did we really need them anyway? Were we just doing it because everybody else did it? The herding mentality is going away, you'll see, and the truth or how the universe really works, being timeless is even better than being truthful, is coming back. Get in that. You'll be fine. I'm going to let you know how my softball thing unfolded as well as the basketball because I'm going to tell you, I could tell you how I think it's going to be, but I don't want my ego out there. What I do know is I'll be in way better scenarios, and it isn't going to be me telling myself BS. It'll be because it is. I'm getting what I need when I need it because I'm in the middle. And it's magical at the depth and understanding what I'm becoming. I am drawing unbelievable things to me, and they're not necessarily abundant from this simulation's perspective. I hope that makes sense. 2024 is going to be amazing. It will be a year of extremes. Which side you're going to go on? You're going to swing side to side. You're going to get in the middle. I don't know. I've been trying to help you. In the examples below, I would love for you to give me your examples of you looked or you became aware of this doesn't feel right. I'm hearing it, I'm seeing it, and it don't feel right. I want to hear how you feel and how you've understood the event. Also, the 5th of January, Emmaleen and I are going to do a 2024 show. You might want to be on that one because it's going to be good. I'll put the link in the body of the email or body of the section down here. So you have it. I think it's $20. It'll be worth it. Haven't talked to Emmaleen for a while, and we haven't gone live. It'll be, it's not going to be live. It's going to be on Zoom, and we won't put it on here because it will be something that people pay for, and that's not fair. Come be a part of this because 2024 is the year where we take back what was always ours and that we have maybe given away. You had choices. I want you to choose you. not what you don't want. Don't have a better definition of what you don't want now. Have a better definition of who you are and then what you do want, right? I'm hoping you can work on that perspective. I don't want you to go only in what you want. You still got to remember what you don't want and why and all that, but stay more in the middle. But you better make sure you know what you want to. That's 2024. Good luck.